All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Entrefluential Life podcast. My name is John Tanner, and I'm your host.
And I am your co-host, Sebastian Tanner.
How's everything going, Sebastian?
It's good. It's another good day.
It,
How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I am living the dream over here in sunny South Florida. Hey, I don't know if I told you this, but yesterday I went down to visit Charlie Vega down in Daytona Beach.
Yeah, you did. That's awesome. You
Yes,
went to go take a look at his
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 jet
place and his
ski.
jet ski. And man,
Yes,
that looks real nice right now.
right. It
I
was
would I
awesome.
would not mind enjoying being on the water over there, riding
Oh
a
my
jet ski
god.
right
You know what? Me too, man. I was only there to visit him for a short time, and
now. Yeah.
I was actually working, and I had to stop by and I said hi to him, and he showed me. It was my first time visiting his condo. He has two properties over there in Daytona, and
Wow.
so it was my first time visiting his condo on the beach. It's right on the ocean, so we were on his
Nice.
balcony, facing the ocean. It was an amazing view. Let me tell you, there was some really
Wow.
nice eye candy on the beach. I'm not gonna lie. The view was amazing. and and then he showed me he's got a jet ski there in the garage. So like he was showing me his jet ski. It was so awesome. And he's like, hey man, whenever you want to come down, then we'll take the jet ski out. And like, so we want to plan to go down there with a group of people and spend one day. We'll either spend one day at the beach or spend one day with the jet ski. So we'll have to go and make two trips. I
That
said,
sounds
worry, we'll do two
like a
trips.
great
We'll just do
idea.
one at a time.
Yep. That's great.
So
That's a great
that's
plan. I'm ready.
right. I know we've been talking about this. Listen, so I've known Charlie since 2015, and here we are in 2022. And he's like, "Look, you got to come down and hang out at the beach, okay? I got the condo at the beach. We can go 7 years, man. I finally
Wow.
got over there. It's just, well, of course, COVID shut everything down. Everything got delayed.
Yeah.
But man, it just goes to show how fast time goes by, man. It goes by really, really quick, and especially the older you get, it goes by even faster, right? It seems. So yeah, man,
Yeah,
7 years and
definitely. Yep.
wow. So anyway, you got to go, man. Yeah, yeah. It's a
Oh, I'm
beautiful
ready.
scene, and we're so lucky, man. We live here in Florida, and 2 days ago, I was dropping off my parents, your grandparents. I
Mhm.
was dropping off mom and dad over in Orlando because my sister Cynthia, your aunt Cynthia, came to with her family to go to Disney World, and
Wow.
so grandma and grandpa are babysitting their dog Percy.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah. They're babysitting Percy, but they're at one of those resort places like that. If they rented a townhouse, like an Airbnb style townhouse,
Yeah.
and has a lazy river there.
Oh,
So
I
like
love
they're
lazy rivers.
so they're gonna be babysitting Percy, but like going to the lazy river too and stuff. So
Yeah,
they're gonna
they're
be having
hanging
fun.
out. They're
Yeah,
they're
they're
having
hanging.
a good
It's a four
time.
day. Yeah, it's a 4 day mini vacation for them. So
Oh,
I was so I dropped them off on, I think it was Sunday, or was it Monday? I can't remember. And everything's, oh yeah, it was Sunday. And then yesterday I was in Daytona Beach. Man, I'm like, one day,
wow.
one day I'm in Orlando. The next day I'm in Daytona, and then I'm back here in Jacksonville. And
Man,
that's just how it
road
is.
running.
It's easy for us to get around. It's like an hour and a half here, 2 hours over there, and you're in different cities, and they all have these different amazing. They're amazing for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's
Every
cool, man.
place
I
in Florida, I feel like it all has its own vibe.
They
Every
do.
city has a
Yeah.
different energy. There's different things going on in each city. It's like not the same. It's not the same.
100%.
So that's what I like about. That's what I miss about Florida. I can't
I
wait.
know, man. You gotta come. You gotta come
Back.
down for the vacation, man. You gotta
I'm
come
gonna
here.
be moving back soon. Within a year, I'll be moving
Okay.
back.
Well, we have a third bedroom here at the condo, so it's open and ready for you whenever you're ready, man. It would be so nice
Yep.
to be able to go to the beach or even to the pool here and throw the football with you again, which we
Throw
haven't
the
done since
football and
you
get the
remember.
grill going.
Eat some
Yeah.
chicken wings
Oh, I could have chicken wings
from
every day.
Publix.
Oh man, I know. And get the pub sub. Oh, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Cajun and some boiled peanuts from the gas
Oh my
station.
gosh,
Oh
yes,
yeah.
the boiled peanuts for sure, 100% the boiled
Oh
peanuts.
yeah.
That sounds
That's
like a
my
good time.
favorite.
By the way, in Daytona Beach, I saw this restaurant on the river, or like on the intercoastal waterway rather, and it's a catfish restaurant.
Ooh, Grandpa would
Yeah,
love that. Yeah, he
it's
would
got
love
Grandpa's
that.
name all over it, man.
He's always trying to make some catfish, man. Every fish fry. bringing some
Yes.
catfish and grits.
Yes, man. So I was thinking, it would be so awesome to take them down there to Daytona and go visit
Yeah,
that catfish house.
man, that sounds
And
nice.
yeah, man, and sit on the water. That would be great. Have a cold beer, enjoy the
Oh yeah,
water, yeah, enjoy the coastal area. It would be awesome, man. So yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's super cool. I'm like, that's on the list.
yep, yeah. We'll make it
And
happen eventually.
absolutely, man. And there's some really, really nice houses over there in Daytona. I was like, you know what? I need to start contacting some of the owners of these properties and see if I can pick up some property management contracts for short-term rentals
Yeah,
because those houses close
Daytona's
to the
nice
beach,
too.
yeah, the beach is gorgeous. So, like, just a few
Yes.
blocks away from the beach are these old houses that could be used for short-term rentals, vacation rentals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, so I guess enough about the chit chat. Let's dive into our physical, mental, spiritual wellness and our entrepreneurship and influence tips today. Are you ready
All
to
right,
dive in?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, then I am passing the mic over to you, buddy.
All right, so I'll get started with the physical tip of the day.
Yep.
All right, so today's physical slash nutrition tip of the day is to get enough sleep. So this is obviously it's pretty like this is obvious. Like, you know what I mean, someone's gonna tell you make sure you get enough sleep. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, yeah, you know that. But most people don't really take it kind of. You don't need to take things too seriously in life, but there's certain things that you need to be a little bit more strict on, and getting enough sleep is one of them because some people will, go off for 4 hours a night, and everyone's got a different lifestyle, different things that they have to do. But on a day-to-day basis, you want to make sure that you're getting enough sleep. And some people, if you stay up too late, you might not feel rested enough, even if you sleep the same 8 hours. That's how I am. I could sleep 10 hours a night. And if I was up too late, my body
Hmm.
is just a little bit too exhausted the next day. It doesn't matter how much I sleep. The next day I wake up and I'm not rested enough. So that's how it is for me. Everyone's different. But for the most part, I think 7 to 9 hours a night is the right amount. In between that range, you can figure out whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
But the
So
reason. Hmm?
no, please go ahead. I have some to add to that, but I'll wait for you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was just gonna say, the importance of the sleep isn't. It cannot be overstated. Um, there's studies that show that poor sleep can drive your insulin resistance, and it
Hmm.
can disrupt your appetite hormones as well. And it also reduces your physical and mental performance too when you're not getting enough sleep that the body needs. And
Hmm.
poor sleep is a strong individual risk factor for weight gain and obesity. So it's just important that
Wow.
that we're getting enough sleep because it can contribute to that.
So poor health overall in different aspects, man. So like you got the
Yeah.
mental cloudiness. It's
Yep.
bad for it ruins your insulin, I guess, production, so that
And
you
yeah.
become more susceptible to obtaining diabetes, developing diabetes. Obesity also leads to diabetes too, right? So you're saying that all of those are contributing factors from lack of sleep
Yeah.
deprivation. Well, we know that
Yep.
people get psychotic with sleep deprivation. So
Yes.
um, and I've heard that, and what I was going to add is I've heard that when when you go to sleep, you're decompressing your brain, right? It's like defragmenting a hard drive. You've
Yeah.
taken all this information, you're absorbing all of this information all day long, and then when you go to sleep, your mind starts processing and filing the information that you took in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hold on to this. Let's put this over here. Let's put this over there.
Yep.
It's compartmentalizing the information that you took in. So without doing that consistently on every single day, your brain is overwhelmed, overloaded with all that information, right? Which is bad, which is very, very bad.
Right.
And I guess that's where the psychosis comes in, where you
Yeah.
you start acting a little crazy,
After so long, yeah. So
get a
there's
little
a.
cray cray.
Yep. Yeah.
So 7 to 9 hours, I think, is perfect. I think 9 to 11, if I remember correctly, when I was studying educational psychology, 9 to 11 hours is what's required for young adults, like adolescents from 12 to 24 years old.
Yeah, I've heard that it varies for
Hmm.
for depending upon age. Everyone in
Right, and
different age
then
groups getting different amounts.
that's right, and I think 7 to 9 is appropriate for all adults. right? So like when you hit like from
Yeah,
22,
exactly.
and then the thing is like when you get to grandpa's age, right? When you're in your 70s, you're good with 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and you can't. Like you try to sleep more, it's hard to
Yep.
do. And
Yeah, exactly.
even me, like I'm like 5'6" and I'm done. I can't sleep any more than that. I wish I could, I really wish I could hit 7 to 9, but I
Yeah.
can't. I'm like 5'6" and I'm done. Like usually it's 5. So
Yeah, wow.
we'll see.
Yeah. I was actually gonna add
Uh-huh.
to the get enough sleep tip.
Uh-huh.
So for some people that experience like insomnia and different you know, things like that, you can take melatonin. So it's a supplement
Yes.
they sell at the store,
We have
and
some here.
I
Yeah,
have some too, and I started
that's
taking it
great.
recently, and it helps. It helps me feel like I'm getting more full. It's like I wake up and I feel a little bit more energized. I feel like I'm really resting more.
Yeah, deeper
Um,
sleep.
exactly.
Do
Yes,
you have more
exactly.
dreams when you take melatonin?
I don't really
Remember your dreams?
have too many dreams. I mean,
Okay.
it comes and goes. Like there's sometimes I wake up and I like, yeah, that was such a strange dream. I don't know what was going on in that, and then other days, like I just will, I won't remember if I had any dreams. I think obviously we all have dreams every single night. Just determines whether or
If
not
you
you
can
remember
remember
it.
it. That's right.
Exactly. So
Yep.
it varies. I've looked at like, I've kind of like tracked like when I take the melatonin. If I had a dream, I just think about it. I don't really track it, but I
Right, right.
like to be self aware and have those types of thoughts. And my dreams are it's like so sporadic. If I'm like drinking, like right now I'm not drinking
Hmm.
because I'm following my meal plan. So
Good.
for so long, for a little bit of time, I'm not going to be drinking, and so
Okay,
I
good.
thought like that might affect it. But like anything from drinking or not drinking, from working out or having a rest day or anything, my me having dreams is like so sporadic. It's like it could be on any day. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not much things I do
So
like
so
really
there's
sticks.
not
It's
there's
just
not
like here and
like
there.
it's not consistent because of the melatonin. Like if it was a consistent thing, like, oh yeah, I remember now I'm dreaming every single night because I'm taking the melatonin. That would be consistent, right? But you really can't say that you do because you can't remember the dreams. Then it's just
Exactly,
right.
exactly,
It's
and it
hmm.
yeah,
I don't
that
know.
and
I
I
don't know.
also don't take it every day either. I don't
Yeah.
sometimes,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just tired. Sometimes I'm, like, so naturally ready for sleep, I'm like, I just hit the pillow and I'm out. I wake up the next day. So, I usually just take it on days that I'm, like that I'm up, that I'm awake. If I can't really fall asleep, I'll take it, and then half an hour later, I'll go lay in bed,
Yeah.
fall asleep with
I
no problem.
I haven't taken one in a while. I want to take one. I keep looking at the bottle, but it's in the kitchen. And if I had it next to my bed, I would take it, right?
Yeah, I know, but then you forget about it, then day and
Yeah.
night
And like
routine, and then
if I
all of a
couldn't go to
sudden
sleep, then damn, I'd get up and go take one, right? But I do fall asleep, so I don't have a problem right now. So I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But I just wonder, like, if I do it consistently, if I would have more dreams. Not that I want to have dreams. I just, I'm
It's a
just
good
wondering
question.
scientifically.
It's a good thought. Yeah, it's a good question.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
see, like for people that take it every single day, they'd be better off
If they can't sleep,
staying simple. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean,
right?
also I heard like you can build a tolerance to it as well. So that's why
Oh,
I try not to take it every single day because I only take it when I need it. I don't want to need the melatonin to go to sleep because I had a friend, a buddy of mine, that he was taking melatonin
yeah.
and because he would stay up all night.
Okay.
And I'm like, "Man, you gotta get more rest and stuff." And he would just tell me, like, I say, "Have you tried melatonin?" He's like, "Yeah, I take it, but I've been taking it for so long that I kind of built a tolerance to it." So he'll take the melatonin and he'll still be up all night playing video games or
Mm.
whatever.
Well, the
And
video games. If he's playing video games, he needs to stop playing the video games because it's I don't know how, like, whatever the science behind it is, but it actually makes your brain work and puts a lot of content in there to think, and then your mind is just constantly running through the thoughts of what it's thinking. It's a
yeah,
stimulant, right? So like
right,
it's like
right,
if you just go for a jog and try to go to bed, are you going to go to sleep? No, because your adrenaline is high, right? And
right,
and the
yeah,
video games do the same thing too. They get your adrenaline high because you're like so excited, right? And playing the game, like no, 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 oh, and okay, are you gonna go to
right,
sleep after doing
yeah,
that?
yeah.
No, your adrenaline's up, man. You gotta
No,
like you gotta calm back down. So like you gotta turn the games off. if you turn the games off and just sit in silence for about an hour and take the melatonin, I think it'll work.
Yeah, well, I think it might be different. I mean, I think the reason why he'll go on the games is because he'll do that, and then he cannot fall asleep. So then he's like sitting there in bed waiting for nothing to happen, and then he goes back on the game, and then
Oh yeah,
it
that's
has
the
his mind
worst.
racing. I think it's just like
Yeah.
a combination of both. I think it's like, if you're on the video game and then you try to get off for bed, I think it just affects everyone. Everyone's a
Yeah.
little bit different, but for the most part, yeah, it does have has your mind racing because you're thinking
Yeah.
about all this information that you're
Yeah.
receiving, and it's hard to go to bed after that.
Yeah, I think he needs to just like meditate. Like he needs to drink some of Cassie Nightingale's tea and
Oh man.
listen to some some Chinese Zen music, and then he'll be good to go. Meditate for 30 minutes and you're good.
Oh man.
All right, so I think we covered the sleep thing here. That's cool. I mean, there's a lot of questions about it. I did one more thing though about the melatonin is
Oh
that
yeah.
this guy, Dr. Joe Dispenza, was talking about the melatonin being a contributing factor to getting to a deeper, like a theta level of sleep, which is where the mind can um, instruct the body to do healing. So
Really?
it's yeah. So like wherever that is, theta, beta, I don't know what, alpha. There's like different levels. I think it's
Yeah.
theta. Think it's theta. But anyways, if you want to learn more about that and Dr. Joe Dispenza, I read about it. I haven't finished the book yet. I'm like in chapter 2, I think, or 3. And anyways, he did talk about melatonin in the book, and the book's called Becoming Supernatural, and I'm
Oh,
fascinated by it. And there's videos from Dr. Joe Dispenza on YouTube, so he might be talking about the benefits of melatonin in one of those videos. But his overarching concepts are included there. He talks about the studies that he does, the research that he does on the
nice.
mind, and how reaching a high level of meditation helps for people to heal themselves. So it's amazing,
Wow,
amazing
nice.
content. Yeah, the mind is
Yeah.
powerful, man. I love the capabilities that we have. I feel like God gave us a lot of great gifts, and we just don't tap into those gifts. And so
I
to
completely agree with that.
master ourselves is like one of the greatest gifts and challenges that we have. We don't do it, right? Because we're so caught up in the world outside of us. But there's a whole world
Caught up
inside
in
of us.
that and caught up in our comfort zone. Caught
That
up in,
too. Routines,
the
consistency, routines.
routine. Yes,
Yep.
and I think
Yep.
a lot of us lack the self-discipline. That's the hardest thing
Mm-hmm.
to get, and I think that's like the biggest factor in mastering the self or mastering oneself is
And personal development.
it, exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's to have that, yeah, to have that self-discipline. Like no one's telling you to do this. You're just doing
Right.
it because it's a necessity to you. You have to do this now. So nobody's waking you up. No one's giving you a cookie. No one's giving you a prize, a reward. No one's gonna be there to clap and cheer you on. Like you're doing it when you do it for your own satisfaction, for you to be proud of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I feel like that's when the change happens
And
to get to the next level. I feel like
I,
it starts.
I think you're right, and I think that you have to play the long game, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Like you have to look for
Yes.
the reward that comes down the road, right?
Exactly, exactly. It's the longer ones because it's the journey. It's not just getting that reward. It's like
Yeah.
what we're going through to get that, and I mean, we're all on our own time too. We get so caught up on trying to catch up to everybody else when we're on our
Mm-hmm.
pace
Mm-hmm.
exactly as we need to be on our pace. So we're gonna get that money when we're supposed to, and we're gonna
Yeah.
get to that level of success or fame or
Right.
anything, whatever it might be. It's gonna come as it should, and so we want it to come right now so bad. I found a point for myself where I'm like, okay, I know it's coming. I know it's for me. I know it's mine. I know it's there for
Mm-hmm.
me to. I already have it, and I think that's like the millionaire mindset that creates millionaires. They create themselves into a millionaire because instead of lacking, like, oh, I wish I could have this money. I wish this could happen. I wish any of these. No, I'm making it happen, and I don't care how long it takes because I'm patient. I know it's going to happen, and I already know I already have it in the future.
That's
So
awesome.
now I
Yeah.
can just sit back and relax and just work hard and enjoy the
The
day by
ride.
day process until I already know where I'm going. So now
Yep.
I have no worry.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You start with a vision, right? Like this is where I'm going. This is what I visualize for myself, and then you start working backwards. You reverse engineer
Exactly.
your life and your accomplishments, and then it's just a matter of like, okay, well, if I'm planting a tree, then I'm planting a seed first, and then I'm nurturing it. I'm
Takes time
soiling.
for that tree to grow.
Yeah, you got to water it. You got to trim it. You got to pull the weeds around
Yes.
it, and so
Yes. All the
you're
little
taking care of it.
details.
You're nursing it to growth, right, to its maturity.
Yep.
And the same thing with like if I'm going to build a log cabin, right, like out of those
Yeah.
Lincoln logs, I've got to lay them one at a time, right? I got to lay the foundation.
Yes.
I've got to build the walls up, right? I got to put the roof on it. It's
Yeah, because if
all
you skip a step, then
processes,
the whole foundation is gonna come crumbling down, and people want to take
right?
shortcuts and skip this step and that
They
step,
do, yeah.
and then everything
Right.
it fails because you gotta be patient and put in that work, put in the work.
100%. Or they look for instant gratification, and instant gratification
Yes.
is a small win, is a short win, and instant
Yes.
gratification is fun temporarily, but you miss out on the big gratifications because you're taking so
Yeah.
many little gratifications, and you can't do both. I mean, most people can't do
Absolutely.
both. Most people have to do one or the other. And are you willing to sacrifice the Big Mac, or are you willing to sacrifice like going out on a binge night where you're going to drink $100 worth of alcohol and piss it out,
Yep.
or are you going to save that money, and then once you have $1,000, you're going to buy a plane ticket to Europe and go experience Europe, go backpacking for a month, and then come back
Yes.
to the United States,
Exactly.
right? So what are
Yep.
you doing? Are you taking the short steps, instant gratification, or are you planning for the long reward, the one that comes for after practicing self-discipline?
Exactly, and I feel like, over time, like, once you look back on all of those things, like myself, that I've spent my money on these things, all these different things that I spent my money on for instant gratification, and I look back on it and I think like, wow, I could have had like 5,000, $10,000 in savings right now, and then I could have had that money work for me by investing in it, and instead, I'm in this position where that money's gone, and I have to
Yep.
think about, oh, I had this coming in for different reasons, it was provided to me. I had it,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost it because wanted something like that was
Passing.
instant gratification. I wanted it
Yeah.
really quick. I wanted it now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because you look back like a year or two after, and I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it really wasn't that much time ago, and so it's like I could have
Yeah.
waited, and then I could be in a better position right now, and I could have like
Yep.
more fun right now. I could
Yep.
go out a little bit more. I go out now and
Yeah.
have fun, but it's like I could do that while having
Yeah.
a nice chunk of money saved, you know what I mean? So
Right.
now I'm budgeting right now because I'm not rich, and,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Working on
So
it.
it's just crazy to look back after the time because when you're in those moments, it's like you don't wanna just wait it out. "Oh, my friends are going out today, and I'm feeling FOMO, and I wanna go out too, so let me just go out. Let me go out with them, and let me not sit it out this weekend." And then go out. I would go out every single time that they went out, and then I'm just sitting here blowing through my
Mm-hmm.
money, and you look
Right.
back on it, and it's like, man, time it moves a bit quick when, you're older, it's moving faster because you got more stuff to do and more responsibilities, and so when I
Yep.
think about it, it's like, I coulda kept myself busy with my hustle
Yeah.
and not gone out those days,
Yep.
and then after all this time, all that money that I spent going out, and it doesn't seem that much in the moment. You're like, "Okay, let me spend a
Mm-hmm.
little $50 here, $100 there,"
It
and
adds up.
when you look at your wallet,
Yep.
you think that you're only spending a little bit, but after a year or 2,
Mm-hmm.
you spent thousands of dollars
Oh
going
yeah,
out.
it's a huge waste.
That
So
$50 turned into thousands, like,
yep.
and you
So
don't realize it until it's too late.
let me tell you from from my life experience how I pissed away so much money. Okay, when I owned my appraisal business and I had an office in Brickell, I was making over $100,000 income, gross income. Yeah, and I would go out to the bars. Like I would go to a nightclub like the Crowbar in South Beach, in
Mhm.
Washington Avenue, and invite a group of friends with me, right? Because you could buy VIP, you could spend $350 for a bottle, right? And then it would give you a table for 5 people. We would go up to the second floor, hang out in the VIP lounge, drink a
Yeah.
$350 bottle of whatever absolute vodka that you could buy for $20 at the liquor store,
I
I'm
know.
serious. It's stupid. You're paying
It's so
350 for it,
ridiculous what we pay
right?
to go out.
Right, just
Yeah.
to be seen by people who you don't even know, who don't give a
Don't
shit
even
about you, because
never
you're
gonna
trying to
talk to them
impress
again.
them, right?
Yep.
And then you want to be impressive, and then your friends, and then you waste the money, right? Plus the tips. So it's like now you're at 400,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
And then so it's gone. It's wasted. And I did that so many times. And then I'm spending money that I should be using for my business. So then I would get I've paid over $8,000 in a year in overdraft fees because I wasn't managing my money right, right? Because I
Wow.
was going out and drinking. And alcoholism messes your mind up, and then there's consequences. So I would have a hangover, I would have crappy days because I've got to still do my job,
Then you feel
and
unproductive. Then you
you're
feel less
less
motivated.
productive. You're
Yep.
less productive. You have a
Moving
hangover,
sluggish, slow motion.
cranky, slow motion, headache, and then you turn around and go do it again 2 days later, right? And it's
Yes,
like it's
exactly.
such a stupid pattern. And then you
And
look
in that
backwards and
lifestyle, you're never moving forward. You're just taking a
you're
step
no.
backwards, and then you go back to that same spot, and then you go backwards, and then back to the same spot. But it's
It's a
never like even past that step one. It's going step one to zero, back to one, back to zero, back to
exactly.
one, and
It's
it's
such a vicious cycle, man. It's ugh. I hate it.
exactly. That's why I
I
feel like it's important for us to, in these moments of we're growing our businesses, we're upcoming entrepreneurs and everything. It's important for us to be comfortable with that, the fear of missing out. I don't have any fear of missing out because I want to miss out now. Now I want to. Yeah, and go ahead and invite me to something. And if I'm
right.
busy, I'm gonna gladly say no. I can't. I gotta go to the gym. I don't care what it is. I don't
right.
care where, what event it is, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's we I felt myself so much. Like I've spent so much money looking back on trying to go out, and today, to this day, those friends that I was going out with, I don't even talk to them anymore. I don't talk to
Exactly.
them. They don't ever ask me, "Oh,
Right.
congratulations, you're working on
Yeah.
your business. Good job." Like never
Yeah.
once, none of that.
Yeah.
Nothing. I
Yeah.
don't talk to them
Yeah. They're not saying,
about
"Can
anything
I?"
helping me grow.
Are you there? Sorry about that.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. Sorry, there was a call coming on my phone. I was saying that. Yeah, they're not saying, "Hey, let me help you with your business," right? Like, let me invest in your business, or let me do something
Nothing.
to help
No.
your business.
Yeah.
Let me promote your business. They're not doing that to
Nothing.
help
None of
you.
that.
No.
None of that. All these people I was trying to impress and look cool and, oh, let me do
Mm-hmm.
something a certain way so that they can think this way of me. It's not
Yeah.
about how I feel; it's about how they feel. And I live my life doing all these things to impress these people, and not one of them talk to me. Not
Right.
one of them. Not one of them.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
It's
and that's
it's
what's like the
passing.
biggest thing for me. That's what gets me mad now. Is like
What a waste,
I
right?
I used all my time and energy and my. I'm glad I'm still super young realizing this because I still have so much more youth to go through. But, in the grand scheme of things, our time here on this earth is not it's not that long. It feels like a while in the moment, but at the end it's going to feel like it was just like the blink. So that's why I'm
Exactly.
glad now I know what I know, because if I continue, most people don't change that habit till they're like almost 25, 26, getting into their 30s, then they start to get hunkered down. I don't want to waste my 20s partying and everything's like, "Oh, just enjoy this. Just go out and have fun." I don't want to go and do that. I want to have fun when I can go on a yacht and freaking go to
There
Italy
you go.
and
Exactly.
have a freaking chauffeur pick me up and take me there, Like I want to
A
that's
hundred
my
percent.
idea of having fun. I want to go have fun and rent the VIP, and I want to be able to not even
Sweat it.
here's my card. I don't even need to look
Hmm.
at the bill.
Right?
You
A
know what I
hundred
mean?
percent.
Like
That would
that's
be
why I
nice,
want to have
man.
fun.
It's better to sacrifice today so you can enjoy that down the road forever, as
That's
opposed to
what I
just
wanna do,
a
and if it
one-off
takes me
here or
5
there.
years
Yep.
right now, then so
Right.
be it. However long it
Right.
takes, now is my
Yep.
time to sacrifice so I can enjoy the rest of my life.
So the one thing I was going to say is when we're talking about all of this and how to structure your life in a way that you can live life really good now, but also live
Yeah,
life in a way that you're setting yourself up for better successes tomorrow, is that because we're community based human beings, right?
yeah,
We love to be around other people and do fun
yeah,
things, right? We love our social environment. So what I've done myself since 2015, since I left law school, is that I give myself my small little, like a mini outing, right? So like I used to, when I was in law school, I would go to a bar where I would shoot pool, and I would limit myself to have only 2 beers at the bar because I knew I had to drive home. So, and I didn't want to get a DUI. So I would limit myself to 2 beers, and then I would stop and grab another 6 pack. I wouldn't drink the whole thing in one night, but I would buy it and I would have it in my house. And so when I would come home from shooting pool, I could hang out on my patio and have a couple more drinks and just
Yep.
hang out and listen to music. So that was like going out to shoot pool was my night out. It was something that
Yeah,
was very low key, and I only did it once a week. You know, it was 2 hours max, and that was it. And
I think
now
it's important to have those little small things going out too
I think it is. I think
to
it is
give
because you
us
got to scratch that
ourselves a
itch.
reward.
You've got exactly. You give yourself a reward. You communicate with a community. You're out and socializing, and so you feed that desire. So whether it be a Friday night or a Saturday night, you choose one, and then and it doesn't have to be like going out. It could be just happy hour. Like I go now, I take my mom and dad out to like we'll go to Bahama Breeze or somewhere else, and
Yeah.
we'll just hang out and order appetizers and drinks and just hang out for a little while, just out in community, and then we come home and do our regular stuff, our dinner and whatever, you know, and hang out and do whatever.
Yeah.
So like those kinds of things, just your little mini outings is a good way to satisfy that itch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you can't afford to go to a nice restaurant, it could be just go out by the pool. Like if you have a pool, go out and hang out on the patio by your pool and enjoy a couple of drinks out there or something like that. You know, do a picnic or something.
Yeah, because I
There's
think, yeah, exactly like you said, it's important. And I think it's also like when you don't go out for so long, I think it's negative to the soul or
Yeah,
you
you don't
know,
want to
the
get
ability.
down, right? Like we
Exactly.
have to be animated. We have to enjoy our lives, right? So you got to feed
Exactly.
that, you know, feed that desire. Yeah, man.
It's good
Otherwise,
to
you're gonna
have
get like,
balance.
yeah, balance, man. So like, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be extreme, right? Right? Like,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
moderation, man. All right,
Yep.
so I think we're good. We went from the sleep thing to like, I
I
don't
know
know,
it
like
was good though. It was
it
good
was
because it's an
about
important uh,
the topic to
thing that
talk
not
about,
many
right?
people encourage. You know, people encourage young adults, and I think that's why it's great that we have like the way our podcast is with me and you. We reach different age demographics, and so you can get advice from like somebody who's my age trying to learn
Making
everything about the world, you know, and stuff. And,
right.
and you have so much more wisdom and experience. So you already have been there, done that. And you're
Oh,
saying,
thank
so you
you.
have somebody, me, who's like, I've been there a couple places and I've done a couple things, you know, and I'm trying
Yep,
to
yep.
learn more about the rest. So yeah,
It's good. They're getting it from both angles. Yeah,
you
the
get it
two
from both
stories.
angles exactly. And you know, too
Yep.
many people are encouraging us to like to go out and stuff. So I think it's very important that young people in my age group, my demographic,
Hear a different
to know
perspective.
that yeah, like it's not like I don't think it's like cool, you know, doing all that stuff and trying to impress everyone else and
Oh my
going out when you
god.
can't even afford it. Not cool. It's lame.
Yep.
It's actually
Yep.
lame.
It's a
We're gonna hate
waste.
on it.
We're
we're
hating on it.
we're
That's
not
right.
hating on nothing else, but we're hating on that. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
hating
Yes.
on not putting
Have
yourself first. You know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
Put
Like
your
at this age, it's
self
important.
self discipline. Yep.
Exactly.
And play the long game, man. And do the marathon, right?
And not to be
Yep.
so impatient. You
Don't
know?
jump on the materialism, self gratification, that the bandwagon that
Exactly.
everybody else is on. It's ridiculous. You're not going to get ahead that way at all.
Exactly.
It's a waste
Exactly.
of time and money. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Play the long game.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to dive into the second step, the mental tip of the day.
All
Is that
right.
cool?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So the mental tip of the day is from Napoleon Hill, and it's the self-confidence formula. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. And I do this. I try to do it every single day. I mess up. I don't get to it every single day. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I go back to sleep at 5 because I was just spent 3 hours writing, and then now like
Yeah.
I sleep another hour. Now I gotta hurry up and go. Like I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go
Yeah.
work. Yep. So sometimes I don't get to it, but most days I do.
Yeah.
It's almost a daily routine. So here's the self-confidence formula. And let me tell you why it's important. Okay, I'm going to read the self-confidence formula to you, but this is why it's important. Because a majority of our population, I want to say, I don't know what the number is. Okay, let's just say 3 out of every 4 people suffer from low self-esteem. If you think about your parents when you were a kid telling you, don't do this, don't do that. What are you doing? Oh, I can't believe you. You're just like your dad. You're just like your mom. all of this negative content that you hear, all of these negative things are programs that you put in your mind, your subconscious
Yeah.
mind. And so
Yeah.
you're operating on an operating system, just like if you have a computer and your computer has an operating system called Windows, or if you have a Macintosh and your computer operating system is the Apple Macintosh system.
Yep.
Those computers work and function based on the operating systems that are programmed in those computers. And our brains
Yeah.
are the same. They have operating systems that we function off of, and they control the things that we do. Our body does specific things based on the operating system that's working inside of our subconscious mind. So here's the thing.
Yep.
If you have a program that you are worthless, that you are not good enough, it's probably because you recorded some programming in your lifetime that makes you feel that way, even though you may not even admit it, or maybe
Yeah.
you do admit it, but you try to downplay it, and you're challenged with it, and you want to fix it, right? You're aware that you have a
Yep.
self-confidence issue, and you're doubting yourself all the time, and so you want to fix that. Well, this is one way to fix it, and it's not an instant on-off switch. It's a process that you've got to do. So if they
Yes.
say that if you go through a new program instruction called this is called what is it called? When you recite when you recite a new instruction, right? It's called self instructions. When you recite, it's called auto suggestion. I remember now.
Oh.
The process of auto suggestion is when you give yourself a new instruction and you go over it for 30 days, 3 times a day, that you'll program it into your subconscious mind, and then you will start acting on those thoughts without thinking about it. So you have to
Yeah.
give yourself at least 30.
Another
Are you?
call?
Yes. Are you still with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Brilliant.
I don't know how to. I don't want to mess with turning the phone off right now because I don't want to lose the signal. I'm connected on the phone. So anyway, so if you program yourself, if you do this information, I like to do it on every morning to
Yeah.
rebuild my confidence level up, because confidence is key. The confidence is the key to success. So I'm going to read this to you, and then I have this self-confidence formula. I'm going to record it. I'm going to put it on my website, and I'll link to it here in the show notes so that you guys can play the video, and then you can record it and memorize it yourselves. I think it will be very helpful to you. If you know of anybody who's suffering from low self-esteem, this is very instructive for you. I also have it. If you go to my website, entrefluencer.club, then you'll have a link to the Entrefluential Life channel. And I have this on my website. If you go to my link tree, you can connect with it. There's a class that I have online for free on Udemy. I'll put a link into the show notes for that. It's called Up Foundations, and I have it included in there so that you can access that and work on you. There's a test there, a self-assessment. The self-assessment will give you a score of where you are and show you if you have low self-esteem or not, or how bad you have low self-esteem. So I recommend that you do that. And then afterwards, then you can do these positive affirmations to build it up, right? The morning meditation, the morning motivation routine to build up and overcome low self-esteem. All right, so here it is. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I will demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Second,
That's a great one.
thank
That's
you.
great. Already
Right?
great. Like
It's
that's starting
already
off.
we're already dropping nuggets, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Golden nuggets of value. Okay, second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion that any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of obtaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence.
Nice.
Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no such transaction which does not benefit all it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate envy, hatred, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self reliant and successful person. That's it.
Those are great.
It's
Yeah,
awesome, right?
those are awesome. Yeah.
Super, super duper, man. Love it. Okay, so we're going to switch over to you, and I think you have the spiritual tip of the day.
Yes, I do. All right. So, spiritual tip of the day. The message of the day is called. The title of it is called Risk. Our passage is, "Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua 1:9. And before I continue, um, anyone that believes in the faith and has any type of knowledge in it should know that somewhere in the Bible, and even for people I think who haven't read the Bible but just have started to learn about the faith, we're all are told that there is a piece of God within us. A piece of
Mm-hmm.
Him lives in all of us, kind of like Harry Potter, when they're talking about how a piece of Voldemort lives in Harry.
Oh, yeah.
A piece of God is in with is in us. So this is saying He's with you wherever you go, and that's absolutely true. We never need to feel alone because it's inside of each and every single one of us. So anytime we go anywhere, it's there's the passage, "I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but I fear no evil, for the Lord is with me." And
Mm-hmm.
that you can take that and run with that any single word, any place that you go. You have to have your be courageous and don't be afraid, because you have that power inside of you, just like I have it in me and every one of us as well. So I just wanted
Amen.
to throw that in there. And the next part of this is to get out of our comfort zone. So if you knock down that giant that's standing in your way, you then become a giant yourself. So whatever that giant is in your life, if it's a test, if it's a quiz, if it's your body, if you're getting in shape, if it's nutrition, that's my giant. Is not eating junk food and eating this and that. I'm not ashamed to say it. Because once you
Yeah.
accept your truth, that's when you can change it. That's how you start to change, is when you accept. I love junk food. I love stuff in my face. I love all of it. I love it. I'm not gonna
Yep.
lie about it. But
Yep.
I love more how I feel when I'm eating healthier, and I love
Right.
how I feel when I start to lose the weight and I get back in
Look,
shape. I love more how I
the way
feel
you
that way.
look. Yep.
And so I have to give
And
up
your
that instant
energy.
gratification. Yeah,
Yep.
and my energy is boosting. I'm
Yep.
looking better. I feel better.
A
And
hundred
so
percent.
that is my giant. And the giant can be different for anyone. So for
Yep.
me, it's staying on top of the nutrition. And once I
Yes.
now I'm conquering that, I'm becoming the giant of the problem that was for me. And everyone else has their own different problems. So knock down that giant in your way, and you become a giant yourself. And that happens when we get out of our comfort zone.
A
And
hundred
Dr.
percent.
David Jeremiah says, "Do not forget all the blessings that God has done for you in the past, or you're apt to minimize his ability to guide you in the future." So we're going through a rough time, and we forget what's happened to us before. We forget that we've had blessings already. We forget that
Yep.
we've gone through a tough time, but we've figured it out. We've gotten through it. And anytime we get into a new tough situation, we go back to the mindset, "Oh, this sucks, this negative, negative, negative." I'm spitting out, spewing negative energy out there and onto the world, onto my peers, onto everyone else. But now I'm going through a tough time. I'm like, okay, it sucks, yeah, but you know what? There's a positive, and there's a solution that's going to come to me, even if it's not right in this moment. I have to just remain still and try to be still and not let my emotions get the best of me, because I know that God's done work for me before in the past, so I know
Yeah.
because he's done that, that's his track record, he is going to help me again in the future. If you don't believe that, that's when you minimize his ability to guide you,
Hmm.
because you don't have that faith when if things have already looked up for you before in a tough time, then chances are it's going to happen again.
I love that you said energy, right? Because I believe that energy stands for electricity and motion, emotion, right? Emotion. And I think that
Yeah.
what the emotion that we're feeling that we respond to is fear. But as I heard Sean
Yes.
Cannell say, he said fear stands as an acronym for false evidence appearing real.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? Fear, false evidence appearing real. And so if you respond from an emotional angle, then you're responding to that fear. You need to
Yes.
respond, you need to turn off the emotion and turn on logic, and your logical mind, if you're not responding from your emotion but you're responding from your mind, your logical mind, your higher order thinking mind will say, you know what, why am I afraid of this? This is false information. This is not the outcome that's going to happen. And
Yeah.
let me have faith in God that the outcome is going to be what I'm looking for to happen. You have to
Yeah.
have faith that that's the outcome that you're going to get.
Exactly. And I feel like, what you said right there, um, I heard Tony Robbins. He said something about this guy asked him for a quarter and didn't know that he had $100 bills, just a pile of it in his pocket. So he's running through the hundreds and gives the guy a quarter because he said it would change his life. He was very animated about it and everything. And long story short, Tony Robbins said, life will give you
What you
what you
ask
ask
for
of
it.
it.
Wow.
So when you're looking, whatever you're looking for in any situation, life is going to give it to you. You just don't know how
It
harsh
can.
that truth can be, or whatever that the outcome might be. But whatever you're looking, oh, if you're saying, oh, only bad things happen to me, or I'm not going to get this job, or this is that, oh, I can never find a girl because I'm not this, I'm not that, any of these preconceived ideas that we've been subconsciously
Programming.
subjected to and programmed to think certain ways, to think
Hmm.
less of ourselves, we're gonna get that outcome. If we think that we're not gonna get the girl, we're not gonna get the girl. If we think that we're not gonna get straight A's, we're not gonna get straight A's. Sometimes you go really hard for something and you really think it's gonna happen some way and it might not, and that's fine. You have to be able to discern, you know, sometimes things aren't meant for you and sometimes something just might not happen. You gotta be okay with that and roll with the punches. But on the basis, you have to um I don't know where I don't know. I went on a blank right there. My mind went blank, but this basically just
But like he said,
no
I think
no
you're
what
asking
you
for,
get what
you
you
get.
ask for. So when
Exactly. So
exactly,
Tony
so that's
Robbins
where I was.
could have
Yeah,
given him $100 bill instead of giving him a quarter because that's what he was asking for, right? So like,
exactly. And so
think
your
bigger.
mindset, attitude, whatever your attitude is to the situation, the world, the universe, God, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. That's why it's important for us to have that positive mindset, that positive attitude, because if we keep thinking negative is happening to us, it's going to keep happening to us. But if we think
Right.
positive will happen,
Yep.
then
And
positive will.
if you ask for a quarter, you're gonna get a quarter. You should be asking for $100.
Exactly, exactly.
Yep.
or
I think
or
I think that
$20.
hey, 20
whatever,
works. I think
whatever
God gives
fits.
us, I think he opens up the door to give us what we want if it's if there's good reasoning behind it. And I think if you ask for evil things, and there's balance, there's like the good and the evil in the world, and there's balance that's going on, and the skill is not going to tip because you ask him to tip it, right? You can ask God for the moon for the sun to be clouded by the moon, and for the ocean to turn into blood water. I don't think it's going to
Yeah,
happen. Down the road
yeah,
it will, because we read Revelations, but that's not going to happen until it's time for those things to happen. You know what I mean? So don't be asking for those things. But if you want $100, $100 and 25 cents, there's no difference, right? It's just a
yeah,
function. And as long as your intentions are good, then I think you can get it. If your intentions are bad, well, you're not asking God for that. You're asking the devil for that, and he'll give it to you. But there's a cost that goes along with it. I don't think you want to pay the price on that one.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I think that was great, Sebastian, and I'm glad you pulled Tony Robbins into it because man, I love his wisdom. He's got a lot to share, and the guy owns like 50 companies. So
He's great.
obviously
So he's
he's doing
actually the
things right.
one that one episode that I was talking about how when you change, I want something to happen to I need this to happen to I need it has to happen, and when a want becomes a must, then there's gonna be change. Something
That
along those lines. That was actually him
that's
that
great, man.
I was saying that, and I didn't know who it was, but because like basically I wake up right now. I'm doing the gym twice a day. I do fasted cardio in the morning whenever I get up, whatever time that is, and then in the evening I do weights. And so like sometimes I'm always like ready to go to the gym, and I'm excited to get this fat off of me and get the body I want and do all my goals and everything for my body. But I'm not always, motivated. I'm not always like because I think motivation is bullcrap. I think you're not going to be motivated to do the things that you don't want to do. There's going to be things in life like sometimes I don't want to go into the cardio. I want to just be ripped. I want
Right.
to just be able to eat whatever I want. I don't want to have to eat things with not so much sauce and not being able to cover it in sauce. I want to be able to, you know what I mean? But I gotta suck it up, and that's one of the things that I don't enjoy, and so I'm not that motivated to do it. So I play these videos in the morning, like I go and I take my shower, I get my clothes on, and I go to the gym. I'm shower before the gym. It's weird, I know, but it wakes me up, gets my day
Okay.
going. So I
That's
do it,
great.
and I listen to the videos, and so that's why I heard it this morning. I watched like these compilations of motivation because
Right.
that's what
It's
that's
a
what
pep
gets
talk.
me
It's
going.
coaching.
Exactly, and it gets me
It
fired
is.
up. By the time I'm getting going to my car for the gym, I'm ready. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
all need a
this
coach, man. We can't just rely on our own energy for motivation all the time. We can't. We just can't because
exact,
we're gonna talk
exact,
ourselves out of it. And so that's why we need the mindset motivation coaching, whether it be a video, an audio, or something you're reading on paper, that you've got it written down.
yes,
Get it somewhere. And we
yes,
all learn by visual, audio, kinesthetic, tactile, right? VAKT learning. Those are the elements that we learn by. So do what works for you. Mix it up. Don't stay
exactly,
to one thing. Like change it up a little bit, but motivate yourself. Get somebody to motivate you, right? So that you can take it to the next
exactly.
level
You
and
always have to
overcome
have
those days.
something. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
I
I
think
love that. I love that.
a lot of people that are already successful and stuff, like I notice some of the content that they put out, and sometimes it just seems a little bit unrealistic. They're not they don't wake up every single day. They like there's some days where they wake up and they don't want to do what they have to do, and they
Yeah.
sometimes they make it seem like they do, and that's just a lie. Because now you can't tell
Right.
me that every single I don't think there's one person in this world that wakes up every single day and has
Supercharged,
that
ready to
motivation. Like
go. Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
days where you feel low energy, and sometimes they BS, and they don't
Of
keep it real,
course.
and they say that they do,
Hmm.
but the reality of it, and that makes it seem it's unrealistic. So it makes people, have
They get
one
disappointed that
idea
they can't do it, right?
exactly, and it
It's like a
doesn't
letdown.
matter.
You're like, oh man,
It's a letdown.
I suck. I
Exactly.
can't do this. Why can't I be like whoever? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, why can't I have that motivation?
Right.
They don't even have it 100% themselves.
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
don't compare yourself to them.
And
If
if you
you
have
like
a bad day, give yourself some slack.
that's the point that I'm getting at because a lot of people
Yep.
think it's just so it
Yep.
doesn't matter how
Don't
much success you
don't
get. Even
don't be hard.
they have their struggles every single day.
Yeah.
With
Don't be so
people
hard on
getting into
yourself,
their
right?
business and everybody wants to know what's going on with their lives. Imagine what it's like having a microscope over your life, so everyone
Nobody looks good under a microscope.
yeah, seriously. So you know what I mean? It's like they might be rich and successful and they don't money might not be their problem, but they got other problems. So,
Yep.
I think a lot
Yep.
of people put themselves in they try to
Yeah.
compare themselves with other people's lifestyles, but you don't know what they're going through. It doesn't matter how great they might look on social media. Social
Yeah.
media is a lie many times.
Even sharks have problems, right?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
heard about that song that Jaws was singing, that rap song that Jaws likes to sing?
I don't
I
know.
got 99 problems, but a fish ain't one.
Oh my god. Oh
Okay,
my
that's my cheesy joke for the day.
god. That's the dad
Hey,
joke for the day.
I got one more. Why was the Why was the fish happy on Valentine's Day?
Why?
Because he finally flounder. Flounder.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, okay.
I get it.
I'm
I
gonna
get
move
it.
on. My cheesy jokes. I'm gonna cut my cheesy jokes. Definitely not a comedian here. And I'm gonna move on to the entrepreneur tip of the day because we are
All
running out of
right.
time. Can you believe we're almost at an hour already, Sebastian? It's
I
eight
know.
twenty-five.
Every time we don't have a guest, we think that it's gonna be an issue, but we can talk for so long that
Yeah, it just goes by fast, doesn't it?
it goes by faster than you might think.
Yep. Okay, so here's the tip of the day for entrepreneurs. It's team building. So in the 11 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs by Harvard Business School, this is what was written in the on the handout. A great entrepreneur is aware of their strengths and weaknesses. So let me just say, it's important to do a SWOT analysis of your business. Strengths,
Yeah.
weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT. Okay, rather than allow shortcomings to hold them back, they build well-rounded teams that complement their abilities. In many cases, it's the entrepreneurial team rather than an individual that drives a venture towards success. So what's the key takeaway here, guys? The key Another phone call came in. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
So sorry, guys. It's so embarrassing. Okay, so the key here is you have strengths and weaknesses as a person, as an entrepreneur, as a human being. So know what your weaknesses are, and then go find people to join your team, your company
Right.
that can fit, that have strengths that are your weaknesses, so that you can fix all of those problems in your business.
That's perfect because we can't do it all. What we
Yeah.
want to do is you can be a jack of all trades and you can have many talents, but you cannot do everything. Some
Yep.
things other people were meant to do, and you got to let them come in and shine and do their role
Exactly.
and
And
delegate the work.
delegate the work and fill the void.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's a really good one. Team building is a good one, and understanding the value behind it is
That's
that
great.
it's just gonna make you better. It's
And
good. It's
learning
good.
your weaknesses too, because a lot of
Yeah,
people
man.
don't want to admit when they have weaknesses, as if it's some terrible thing to, oh my god,
Yeah,
you're a human. For
yeah,
God's
man.
sake. Like,
Even
wow, you
freaking
you make mistakes. Wow,
yeah.
that's so crazy. Like who
Wow.
makes
Right.
mistakes? Who's perfect?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who? I
Uh,
mean, who isn't perfect? Who
right.
who
Even
isn't rich and is doing everything that they need to, and who, you know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
BS.
dude.
People
Even
don't want
Superman
to.
has kryptonite.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Who are
Yep.
we? Of course, we're gonna have issues, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
So just find
So
somebody who
hard on
can
ourselves.
overcome
We're so hard on
kryptonite.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. No, really. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, we get
Just
so
go
hard on
find.
ourselves. Like even the superhero, he
Yeah.
can even have his
Hey,
downfall.
hey, man. It's not the Avenger. It's the Avengers.
Oh my gosh.
Where would Iron Man be without Magneto or Spider Man or what's that guy with the?
Magneto. I think that was X Men. You mixed
Oh,
X
sorry.
Men in with the Avengers.
What's that guy who does he has a cape and he flies and he does like all the things with the circles and he opens up
Oh, Doctor
portals.
Strange. Doctor
Yeah,
Strange.
that's what I was thinking
He's
about.
awesome, man. That's like there's like these jokes on TikTok going. This one guy makes these videos, like kind of like mimicking Doctor Strange,
Uh-huh.
and he captioned this one video. He's like Doctor Strange in every movie, and he's over there doing his little portal thing. He's like, "You have no idea what you just did to the timeline, the multiverse. You have no idea." And he's like doing all these hand gestures, and it's like he has
Oh
like
my
five
god.
different scenes compiled into this little video of himself pretending to be Doctor Strange, and he's like always like doing his little portal thing. It's just so
That's
hilarious.
hilarious, man. You know that we use that in our logo, the Entrefluential Life. We have like the Doctor Strange
Yes,
circle.
yeah, kind of, yeah. Oh
Because we're
my
taking
god.
people to a whole new world, baby. The
The entrefluential
Entrefluential Life
world.
is going to the metaverse.
Oh my gosh.
Don't doubt it. We might be in Web 3.0. You never know.
Oh my gosh. Seriously. Oh man.
Oh, man, that's funny. All right. I think you have the influence tip of the day, don't you?
Yes, I do. Let me just
Okay.
pull that up here real quick. All right. while I'm pulling this up, our next principle of influence for today is the principle of is being consistent. That's our topic for today is the principle of consistency. So,
Hmm.
generally speaking, people like to be consistent with the things that they have previously said or done. Consistency is activated by looking for and asking for small initial commitments that can be made that can be made, so consistency is going to the gym every single day, or you want to have a gallon of water every single day, you want to try to be consistent with that, or you want to read a book for 10 minutes every single day. It's just doing it, day in, day out for a period of time. That's what's being consistent.
We
That's what
create
consistency
routines.
is. When you make
Yep.
a routine for yourself and you follow to it and you have the discipline to stick to that routine and make sure you get that thing done every single day, that's how we can become have that consistency. So there
All right.
was
How
a
does that apply to entrepreneurship? How can we use consistency as a tool to persuade people to want to do business with us?
all right. Let's see here.
If Coca-Cola was to change the logo of the can every week, would they have consistency? Would people be able to recognize the
No,
can?
no,
If
yeah. So not at all. So for a business, um, that's how they have their can is like a staple known worldwide. You see
it's
that
a
can, you know
brand.
exactly it's Coke. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
they don't change their image every single day, or their products are really. Sometimes they make new flavors and stuff, but for the most part, they have that same product. That's their product. They have the Coke, the Coca Cola.
Yep. Yep. And we
So
know we know their brand.
exactly. So if they were to
And
change their image every single day,
right.
that would not show
And the
consistency. But they stay
and
consistent with their image.
and their flavors too, right? Like Coca-Cola tastes like
Exactly.
Coca-Cola all the time, right? They don't
Yep.
change the flavor. Like they come up
Yeah.
with variations like cherry Coke, but they have Coca-Cola as Coca-Cola. You buy a can of Coca-Cola, it's gonna taste like Coca-Cola. You buy a can of cherry Coke, it's gonna taste like cherry Coke. So there's consistency in the
Exactly.
production
Exactly.
of the quality of the work that they do all the time, right? So
Yep.
that helps them influence people to come in because they set an expectation and they're meeting that expectation, right? So
Exactly.
but one of the other ways of using consistency from what I gathered is in the principles of influence is that when
Yeah.
you ask for people to give you a commitment to do business with you, if they say yes, Sebastian, I commit to going to your event that you're having on Saturday, right? I
Yeah.
commit to going to your event. If I give you my word and I say then I'm not going to renege on my word. I'm going to live up to my word because I have to be consistent with what I said I was going to do.
Yes.
And that's the principle of influence, right? So there's two
Yeah.
different mechanisms that are going on. You have to be consistent in what you offer so that people can know that Sebastian Tanner's product and service or product or service is high quality and it's always going to be the same high
And
quality.
that's what he's offering. Yeah, like I'm not gonna come out
Yep,
with something less quality
that's
another
right.
week. And you're like, whoa, what the hell what's this guy offering now?
Right.
It's the same.
Right.
They trust that
Yeah.
I have that
Yeah.
consistent, high quality product.
Yeah, I wanted a good pumpkin pie. You gave me a good pumpkin pie. It wasn't a cheap. You didn't go to the dollar store and buy some cheap products and then make
Right.
me a cheap pumpkin
Right.
pie. You use high quality products from Publix, and it's good and it's
Right.
consistent. So like, there's an expectation of that, but then there's also the hey, I want you to come do business with me. Can I get your word that you're going to come do business with me? Now you have to be consistent because you gave me your word, and
Right.
so it's getting
Right.
small commitments from your clients so that they go on to bigger commitments down the road.
Exactly.
Nice, right?
Yeah. That's great.
My personal assistant John Paul is on the show today. Let's say, hey, John Paul, we see you and thank you for
Yeah. Hello,
joining us
Jean Paul.
today. Just want to recognize him on the show today.
Tell him
Awesome.
thank you.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Go ahead.
we covered everything, man, and just in the
Yeah.
nick of time. I think we're just like we went a little bit over, but we hit all of the bases, right?
Yep. Yes, we did.
Outstanding, man. Is there
That was
anything
great. We went
else?
over the basis, and then we added a couple extra things too. So I think it
It
was
was
good.
I think we brought the value today,
Exactly. Yep.
and we
It
had
was
fun doing
good.
it, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. It's always fun. I feel like it just gets better
Every
every single
time.
time. Yeah, and
I
it's
agree
also a
100%.
bit of a learning curve too. When you do public speaking, and even though I'm not standing in front of a
No,
public venue right now, but
this is public. This is
it
definitely
is
public.
public.
It's a virtual stage. It's virtually public speaking.
Exactly,
It's so cool.
exactly.
I can't wait till we have like so we've been getting thousands of views on our shows, but it's usually after the fact. Like right now we had two
Yeah,
people watching live on YouTube, but then when you watch the after show, like there's thousands of people that are watching our show, which is so
yeah.
fantastic because we've approached in our first month, we've approached I think almost 12,000 viewers, which is amazing for our first month. And I'm so proud of
No, I
you
can't even believe
and
that.
of the work of the people that are tuning in to check us out. I'm so happy for that. I think there's we're gonna continue to grow, and then the platform will get bigger. And I love when we have guests and they bring in so much value. Every guest that we've had has like you said been educational for us. We've learned stuff from them, which I love to share with the audience.
Yeah, and
Super
that's the
cool.
best part of it is seeing all these different people, seeing like the different energy that they bring, their charisma, their personality. Everyone's got a different personality, and they also have a different level of expertise.
Yep,
In becoming an entrepreneur and being a business person. I think it's um, crucial to learn from many different people in many different fields of business because you can see that the same key principles that follow along in all of our episodes. Every one of the guests that we've had so far, they mention a few of the same things. Um, so
it's concrete.
if they're all working in different places, but they all have similar principles, you can learn something from that. You can
That's
then
very
apply
there's
that
it's right. There's value in it.
because
Repetition.
it can be universally applied. The
Yep,
principles, and I think it's great to learn from them. Because
hundred percent.
I don't know too much about real estate or whatever, or like we had the last guest, the European special that we had. There was a lot
Real
of stuff
estate. Yeah.
that he was talking about. Like they don't have like an internet for, they don't have a website for like going and getting homes, apartments and stuff. Like we have Zillow and all these other different things,
Right.
apartments.com.
It
They don't
changes
really
your
have that.
perspective. Yep, it
So it
changes your
changes your
perspective.
perspective on like
Yeah,
we're in
on how
2022 and they
things
don't have that. They don't
right,
have
how
that in
things
2022. You know what I mean? Like we think we're
yeah,
so technologically advanced.
around the
And
world,
exactly. And so
and it's not that
there's just
way.
a lot to learn. There's a
Yeah.
lot to learn. So
Yep.
that's like
Yep.
the beautiful part of bringing in these different people is like,
Absolutely. And we've got some great guests lined up, man. I have friends in Germany and Spain that I want to bring on board as well.
yeah,
And so they've got different skills that they're going to talk about. And I'm just so looking forward to bringing our future guests. We've got fantastic guests coming up.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, guys. So next week we're going to be joined by Tracy Vega, and she's going to talk to us about a program that her and her husband have going on. It's called Simple Self Defense, and so
Wow.
we look forward to talking about that program next Tuesday. So
Great.
thank you guys so much for joining us on the Entrefluential Life. And one of the things I like to remind you guys of is go out there and build your influence this week. Be influential this week. It's going to help your business out.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a fantastic evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Go out there and be influential.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Have a good night. Have a good
Bye,
rest of your week.
everybody.
And see you next Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday. And don't forget, Sebastian, you're my number one
Number one
podcaster.
podcaster.
Good
All
night,
right.
everybody.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.